You could let me know you could hear me because I don't hear anything. That would be lovely. Oh, wait. Now I do hear something, and now I don't even know how to make it stop. Okay. Awesome. Hopefully we won't hear me twice now. Okay. I think we're good now. Great. We're trying something new, mainly because uh, Facebook's going to start deleting videos, which is fine, or live videos. So we're going to try to do something a little different and use YouTube. But it does mean you have to have a YouTube account to chat, which I think is going to be the hard part. Morning, Kathy. How are you? We got about 5 minutes. I'm just trying to make sure this is all working. This is new. We're doing something new today. Um, it's always, every time YouTube or Facebook or something changes and we have to try it out, it's always a new adventure, right? It's always a new adventure. I feel like every time I finally figure something out, then they change it. So it's all good. Let's hope everybody can figure out how to join, and then we will get started because we are doing washi tape today. We're going to talk about a few things. And while we're sitting here, I'm going to poke out while we're waiting for people to join us. It's also an hour earlier, right? So that's part of the problem. Not everybody gets up early. So I'm trying to make sure that I'm not, I know a lot of people probably will be sleeping in this morning, but it's also amazing to me how many clocks I still have to change. Does anybody find that funny? Like the number of clocks you still have to change, even in 2025? I would just think that there would be more clocks that would automatically automatically update. This is my first live on a YouTube, so it seems like it's working. Not that much different than live on Facebook, except we'll be able to save the video for longer because um, for Facebook is going to get rid of the live videos, which makes sense. They probably have a storage issue. Morning, Taylor. I know you would think everything, and the funny thing is, I think my stove is connected to can be connected to Wi-Fi, and I just never have. So I think if I connected my stove to Wi-Fi, it probably would have auto updated. I just didn't do that, so probably my fault. Morning, Taylor. So we were just discussing that we're trying something new because Facebook is going to be getting rid of live videos, which is fine. And YouTube is saving live videos, obviously. So we're going to see if we can do Facebook Live. And the big thing was, can we do them from Zoom? Because that's how we do our design team live. So we needed to be able to do them from Zoom. So I'm the test case to make sure that works. You like YouTube better? Yeah, I think I do like YouTube better for some things too. So it's Oh, well, that's good. That's a great point. Thanks, Cynthia. I didn't even think about that. I guess, yeah, I guess there's a lot of things we can do on YouTube. So, the page, Milo Scrapbook Store, does have a YouTube channel, so we might be resurrecting that. It doesn't have a lot of, we haven't been using it, but we may be getting that out, and you might start seeing more of our lives there. So that might be great. I'm gonna put my keyboard away. I guess I don't need a keyboard right now. Okay, it's 10 o'clock, so I'm gonna get started with everybody that's here. So this month's challenge, as y'all know, is washi tape. So the first thing I wanted to do was show you kind of a small thing that I did with washi, just to give you an idea of what I've been doing. So I took a white sheet of paper and I covered it with this washi tape. Now this is a washi tape that has postmarks on it, and it is just a washi tape from the store. And then I use the waffle flower postage die, which is my absolute favorite die in the whole wide world. I am now addicted to it. And I use that on top of the postage stamp washi tape. I cut it out, and then I cut it out again in green and stamped to make this cute little card. Right? So don't forget that if you have a washi tape that you really like, you can use it and make your own paper to do cutouts from, die cuts, punches, those kinds of things. So I just want to remind you of that. Also, if you wanted your washi to have, to punch, to have like a border or a scalloped border, that's something else you could do by putting it on white paper and then cutting it out. So just a couple of ideas for washi right off the bat. Now, what are we doing today? So we are going to be doing a two-page layout using the photos of the Maple Farm tour that I took. I don't know if you guys see that there, Maple Farm tour. And I've got these really pretty pictures of the horses and the carriage that we took. And then I have this sketch. You'll notice on the bottom of this sketch, there's a lot of lines. And we're going to be using the cider and donut washi tape for some of those lines. So that's my plan for today. I'm going to put this up here. I'll bring it back in a second, but just so that I can see it while we're working, we'll refer to it a few times. But let's go ahead and get started. And I don't see my parents. So I'm not sure my parents have a YouTube account. So that might be something we might not see mom and dad as much. So the first thing I do want to do is get the background paper. I have just some old kind of cinnamony cardstock, and I just want to cut this down. So the thing about a two-page layout is a lot of times the border is only around the full thing to kind of make it look like a frame. So we're going to create that. We create that by cutting more off the top and bottom than on the sides. So what we're going to do is a 11 by 11 and a half for these two pieces of white paper. Oh, perfect. Thanks. Thanks, Michelle. So 11 by 11 and a half. Apparently I got three pieces of white out. Eleven by 11 and a half. So the other thing we're going to do is round the corners. And I have somewhere in here, I have a corner rounder. Okay, and we will do half inch. Make sure we're rounding the long side. So many options to mess up here. And then we will create our background paper. You guys kind of see that? And I'm trying to figure out if there's a way for me to go up a little bit higher to get the full, I'm going to do that just so you guys can get the full page in here. You probably was stamping earlier. Okay. Now you could ink the edges. You could do more than I did on rounding it. There's a lot of things you could do, but we're just going to do it this way. Also, you could measure and be very specific. Y'all know, not my jam. Morning, Amy. Good morning, T. So T, to answer your question, works. You can go from Zoom to YouTube. The problem is if you don't have a YouTube account, you can't comment. So I don't know how many of our people that normally watch us don't have a YouTube account. That's the only thing I see that might be a problem. Okay. So we have started out by making the background of a white border with in our case, a cute little cinnamon background. So now let's think about what we want on the bottom. Let's cut these pictures out. So we have base. And I know we are trying something new today. So for those of you that were late, just as and I think this is kind of known, Facebook is going to be deleting live videos after 30 days, which is kind of a problem for us because we like to have the videos available to y'all for a while. So what we want to be able to do is find another way. So we're trying to see if YouTube Live would work, and specifically for Zoom, because Zoom is how we do our all of our group lives. So that just would allow us to still have the Zooms where we all communicate together, but also have a live video. So these are pictures of a maple farm in Vermont. Survey time. Survey time. I'm not sure what you mean, Taylor. Survey time. These are pictures of a tour that we took in Vermont, and it really was a lot of fun, and I just wanted to get those out there. I do have the Words Maple Farm Tour that I want to make sure I get on there. Amy, I think it'd be great. Take a poll on the page if the oh, that's a good, oh, perfect. That's a great idea. Thanks. Taylor, yeah. T, we probably need to do that, is just make sure that everybody, we ask people if they have a YouTube account. So now the next thing we want to do, because remember this is about So we would be having this. I kind of want these three over here and this over here with the words. I'm going to just move all that over just so you can see. And this is a really old Doodlebug set of letters that I'm just kind of used up. Okay. Awesome. So we're trying to do strips across the bottom and one big solid piece, and then we'll have a couple of background pieces as well. So what I pulled out from the collection for paper was this one piece of solid that I have, which I actually think would be really good for what I'll probably do is cut two big, what do you think that is? 4-inch? No, probably not. 3-inch strips. Let's do two 3-inch strips. And we'll do We'll do 9.5. Why are we going to do 9.5? Because that's what I just decided to do. And then we will cut the same fishtail on both of them. We're going to start by having this here. Let's go ahead and put this down, and then we will use these to make the rest of the lines to put the washi on there. We'll also add something up here and probably a little bit of something else. Uh-oh. Problem with a 2-page layout is it really does take up a lot more space on your page. Everybody feel that? Like, it's as if a 2-page layout takes up 3 times as much space. You just don't have any space to put your stuff. Okay, let's open this up. I am doing the washi challenge. There you go. Watch this. We're about to pull out the washi and start using it. So the first thing that I'm going to do is add this darker washi right across here. And every time I'm going to do it, I'm going to leave it together and then we'll cut it at the end. We've got I could also be doing the washing challenge. I enjoy that, Amy. Am I doing the washing challenge? I probably need to do a washing challenge. Do you saw my house right now? So full disclosure, they are hard to video. I will say it's the problem with 2-page layouts is that, but I really had these pictures and I wanted them to be a little bit bigger. Also, I found this sketch and I just fell in love with it. So sometimes you just have to, okay, why did I do that? Oh, no. Okay. I'm definitely gonna have to cover that up because it just, Okay, let's do. I thought I had a couple of other washies that didn't go with this collection. Yes, I do. I have a couple of other washies that don't go with this collection, but that match the color palette. These are old. I think they're an old Heidi Swap. Basically, we're kind of matching the theme here, which is we're just putting a bunch of stripes across the paper using at the bottom. Some of them will be seen, some of them won't be seen. And it's a little different than using just using strips of, oh, look at that. That one might need some glue. I think Tisa talked about this in one of her lives, but washi tape is particular. So as it gets older, it kind of, you'll know when it's time to just throw it out. Because some washi tape does not last. Okay, and then they do have this cute mushroom one, which I absolutely love. And we'll do that as the very final one at the bottom. But one of the things you use washi for is when you don't have enough paper. Like I only got the Happy Scrappy bag, so I only have one piece of each of the big papers for this collection. So I don't have enough, oh, see, look at I don't have enough paper to necessarily do a bunch of strips without wasting it. So instead, doing the washi kind of extends my use of this collection. So don't forget to use the washi as that. Everybody still with me? Let's just do a quick check. Everybody there? How many of you buy the washi when you buy, like, I know Michelle doesn't always put it in the Happy Scrappy bag because not everybody buys it. How many of you tend to get the washi? I love having coordinated washi. I think it's definitely part of the appeal of collections. Okay, that is super fun. Okay. Now we will come back and add a little bit more washi after when we're ready to embellish, but let's move on now from this. And we are going to take our handy dandy scissors and cut the washi right down the middle. Oh, almost cut my mat. Okay, fun. I like how this looks. It's a lot fun, and I didn't waste paper, which I love paper. Now, but I don't use it. That's a problem. Yeah, the part of the problem that I have is the use of the washi as well. So one of the things I do need now is I need to see what I have two of still in this collection. I have used this quite a bit. I really want to dark. I have the green. Let's see if we can mat my photos. Oh, you know what? Really want to mat it in this. Do I have that? I don't think I have two of them. That's the same. You know what we can do? We're gonna match two and two. I really think I need another brown. So the reason I'm hesitant to matte and green is because these photos are all so green. And I just don't think that's gonna work. So originally I really liked the green and I might matte this one in green just to have some contrast, but all of these have so much of that green in it that matting it in green was not gonna work. So now I need another brownish. I'm trying to see what I have multiples of. And I have a couple of these. And I guess if I use this, you might not be able to tell. Let's just see. First, let's matte this cute little horsey in that. And I might just have different mats for the different photos, and I'm gonna be okay with that. But I definitely couldn't have done the ones with all of the green in the background with that. So most of the time I tell you it doesn't matter, like your photos, you can do whatever, but in this situation, it did matter about my photos. So, look at what you've got and make those decisions kind of based on that one edge is too wide. So just look at what you've got, and sometimes you have to do different things, which is fine. So here's another one for you. How many of us actually tend to do a lot of double page layout? Because I think what we've seen in the challenges that we've done is we don't have a lot of two-page layout coming through. Doesn't mean you guys don't do them. It just means we haven't seen a lot in our calendars. But I find that a lot of people are not doing two-page layouts. I think when I first started scrapbooking, two-page layouts were kind of a much bigger deal. Like I look back at some of my old scrapbooks and I have a ton of two-page layouts. But now yeah, I'm more of a one-page girl. Exactly, Amy. Oh, Cynthia, that's great. All you do. I have trouble doing just one page. I think I used to do, and that's what Amy is saying, like when I first started scrapbooking, all of my layouts were two-page layouts, and many of them were symmetrical two-page layouts, and they were very much, um, here's the picture, tell the story. Here's the picture, tell the story. Here's the picture, tell the story. And I just don't do that anymore. Okay, so the one thing that we are missing is this kind of big background paper, and I'm kind of thinking it might be fun to do the thankful. I might cut this in half. What would that be, 4? Let's just see how we like that. Oh, it's not going to line up, is it? Well, that's okay. We would get over that. Or maybe we won't get over that. Will we get over the fact that it doesn't line up? And what I could do is figure out where it does line up. Oh, it just doesn't. Nope, it doesn't line up at all. Okay, I think I can't handle it. I can't handle that it doesn't line up. I just can't handle it. We're gonna have to find some different colors. Let's find a different one. Sorry, guys. I know. I wanted to be that person. I have that. I have that. Oh, I kind of like this orange. That orange might be fun because it also goes with the outside edge. Let's cut that one. I wanted to be the person that didn't care, but I couldn't get over it. And I kind of think it needs to go just 3 inches. Yeah. I like that a lot better. It's a lot less stressful. I was gonna kind of have a panic attack. I'm not gonna lie. The thankful not matching up, couldn't handle it. Some things I can handle. Some things I cannot. And by cutting that paper, we got this really cool strip of this that we could add here and make a tag of. Let's do that. And we're going to figure those out. Anybody see my scissors? There we go. I know what you guys are thinking. You're thinking, this is the longest I've seen Jessica do a page. You're probably correct. What happens when you do a 2-pager? And what we're going to do is we're going to cut this and move it over after we figure out what's going where. We might actually, we'll do this. Okay. Okay, I'm like sitting here trying to decide how to handle this one photo. Okay. Let's get these laid out and then we'll be better. Yeah, I kind of knew it was going to drive me insane too. But you know what? That's life. This, scenery and stuff for her layouts, and I think that's important. Some layouts and some topics just lend themselves better to two-page layouts. Like this particular one, I had a ton of pictures. I actually cut this down quite a bit in the number of pictures I had. I had even more pictures of this event. And it's just hard sometimes, right? Because you don't have, you want to make sure you get all of the pictures in, but if you do it on a one-page layout, then you're really going to have just a whole bunch of small pictures. Okay, base of the layout with washi tape. Now let's put our handy dandy title in place. We'll glue that down. And so one of the reasons I was going to be okay with only one photo on this side of the on this side of the page is that I knew I had this really big title, which is Maple Farm Tour. And it's because these letters are so big, and I'm gonna have to figure out how to put them to make them look good. These, I think, I looked it up the last time I used them, are from 2012. No, maybe 2012. I threw out the container that they were on just because it was so old. Okay, what do you guys think? The maple is still, actually the beauty of having this on my screen is I can see that it's uneven. So why don't I get this tool that I have purchased from Michelle that, by the way, it broke. So mine's now an L square ruler. In case anybody wanted to know what an L square ruler looked like. Because I accidentally rolled over it with my chair because it was on the ground and broke it. But don't worry, not to fear, because I know myself. During the 12 days of Christmas, I pre-purchased the backup T-square ruler because I knew one day something would happen to this one. So there you go. See, the overshot mentality has now come and saved the day. So I do have, you know, like I said, I bought that one when there was such a good deal, and I don't remember what it was, but during the 12 days of Christmas, Michelle had a great deal on the T-square rulers. I want to say they were 25% off. And I was like, well, I might as well purchase that just in case. I did the same thing with the backup for this. And like, I know I just lost somewhere on here and I don't even see it. Oh, there it is. The pins. So I also bought backup pins for my glue. I'm going to do the P at the very end. It is good planning. I felt like it was good planning. I was pretty appreciative of my planning. So this is also the last week to enter any of the Beatles challenges. I guess this is a good time to ask if anybody has any questions or has anyone that you're still worried about and you want help with. I yesterday was finally able to finish all of them. Took me a little bit longer than normal. I had 3 work trips, a vacation, and we got both the regular flu, which was lovely, and the stomach flu in our family. So it's been kind of a rough, I'm not gonna lie, it's been a rough start to the year here. You have 2 left to go. Which 2? Technically, this could have counted for Eleanor Rigsby because Ingrid is one of my best friends, and she is, hey, Sarah. Oh, yeah, it was awful. The regular flu was pretty bad, and like we coughed and everything for probably a week and a half. But then the stomach flu was this week, and it started with John, then it went to me, and then it went to Belle. So Belle just got it Friday, and this is just a graphic alert, but she works about an hour and a half away, and she started to feel sick, and she knew what was coming because we've all been sick. So she drove home and didn't quite make it to the gas station before things happened. So I spent all afternoon on Friday cleaning the car while she was sick at home, and it's fine now, but there's just been one thing after another. And she is downstairs sleeping now. She's doing much better. But man, it hit all of us. I don't recommend. That was one of the worst ones I've seen. And I know it's going around, like, not just here, it's going around everywhere. So if you know somebody that has the stomach virus, avoid them like the plague. Because it basically is the plague. Oh my gosh, Pinewood Derby, Sarah. That is one of the fun things. I used to volunteer at the Pinewood Derby, even though I didn't have boys, just because I liked it as an engineer. What's like robotics camp I would volunteer for, even though Katie did robotics. I know, it's bad. It was bad, T. It was a pretty bad month for us so far. So yesterday is the first day that I really like felt like being in my scrapbook room and felt like kind of getting some stuff done. So I think I did 4 challenges or 4 different things yesterday, 2 YouTube videos that will be live. One will be live this afternoon, and one will be live next week. And then just did a couple of challenges. Okay, look at this. Wow, this is beautiful. And loving it, loving it, loving it. And my L square ruler still works. Doesn't have to be a T square. Look at that. You break your ruler, still works. Get all of these out. Now let's look at what we have for embellishments. I also would love a journal card of some sort. So I think I might have sentiment bits. I don't think I got the journal bits this time, or maybe they just didn't have journal bits. Let's look through the picture again and see. There is one paper in here that has some journal pieces. Let's start that has the journal bits, so I must have them. Oh, there they are. let's see what journal bit we like. Oh, fun. He will love it. Don't think I need that. I mean, that's kind of cute. Oh, look at that though. Oh, that might be too big. Put that one down there. Both of these I like. Oh, dig that one. Don't need the house. Don't want to give thanks. Didn't actually have donuts. Okay. Narrowed it down. Figure out which one we like. Okay. I think I'm not going for the book. It's just too big without. So this one is kind of different. And then there's the tags. We have this one. It matches that washi tape, so I don't know that I like that there. So I think what we've narrowed it down to is, do we like the leaves with a little bit of something? Or with the acorns? Or do we like just the plain tag that we can journal on? Okay, so tag, leaves. Plain tag, plain tag. Okay, plain tag, plain tag. Oh, there's a definite decision there. That made that easy. Awesome sauce. Cool beans. Okay, we haven't really inked anything else, but we are gonna ink this. Put it right there. Come back and journal on that. Get some string. Okay, let's go through this. This is sentiment bits. Do we have a different one? Bits and pieces. So let's take a handy dandy takeout container and dump these in here. And let's see what we got. Start with this one. I don't think we need thanks. I mean, I do kind of like that. Of course, we did just get rid of this on the other one. There were no pumpkins. Kind of like So Blessed. We do have some leaves here. I don't know if you can tell, like our jackets are right there, and I do really want to cover up our jackets that are right there. Do like fall. Spice and everything nice, maybe. Ooh. So we could do a secondary title on this page of Hello Fall. Oh, I got friend together. We're just pulling these out. Well, we might not use all of this. Or I have, hey there, friend. Oh, like that better. Oh, love you. And I've got a few leaves. We'll leave those leaves out. Another acorn. Put a leaf over here with that acorn. There we go. Okay. These are the ones we're pulling out. Now let's look at the next container and see what it has. I don't know if Perry's still on. I think she is. So when Katie graduated school, the big thing was her senior dance recital. And I had been going to Katie's dance recitals from the time she was 4 years old. And I had been photographing and videoing her dress rehearsal because that's when you were allowed to video and photograph. But Katie refused to let me be there for the senior one because she had a special number that she was going to do for me. And so Ingrid and Terry stepped in and did they covered that for me and made sure that it was all good. And they got to bond that night over making sure that I wasn't there. Because I did walk in the door and got yelled at by Katie because she was like, Mom, you can't be here. So that's right. And I still randomly, I have those actually, I think they're up on my channel still. The video of Katie's senior dance is up there. And the title of it in the program was For Mom. So it's very sweet. One of those things that you look back on and you're like, oh, maybe I didn't do such a bad job raising a child. And all of y'all with teenagers know what I mean. They can be a challenge. So that was fun. Sorry, I feel like I'm randomly picking things. I'm picking out leaves and I don't really need a scarf. Books, flowers, a couple of acorns, some hearts, some mushrooms. This really doesn't call for pumpkins and that kind of stuff, so it's a little bit different. There's some really cute stuff in here, though. Not gonna lie. This doesn't quite fit the mode we're going for. Okay. Let's figure out what we pulled out and stick those down, and then we can go from there. So I have this cute little thing, which could go there. I think that would be good to kind of, or I could put it over here. No, let's leave it there. Oh, this is cider donut. So Amy or T, if you have the ability, could you see if you could link cider donuts? I think there's still some in the store. This is a collection kind of at the end of last year that came out for the fall. And we're going to just kind of put sets of 3 little things places. And notice I've used 0 stickers, just using the die cut bit. Okay. Do we like the So Blessed there, or do we like spice and everything nice with some leaves? Understanding I am trying really hard to cover up the fact that our jackets are sitting right there. I do like Hello Fall on this side as just kind of another title. I think I like So Blessed. And I'm going to put Spice and Everything Nice over here with Love You. That. Let's put a leaf there. Take this acorn. We got lots of acorns sitting around. Put this mushroom here. Let's give another mushroom here and an acorn. Put a green heart there. Heart, acorn, mushroom. We got a lot of acorns. Put an acorn over here. Switch out this for this. And we will put that, oh dear. So we have one more little section of stuff to put somewhere. There we go. Okay, we're gonna start. I don't know, it might not come through as a link. If you want to just add it to the store page, or I can do that afterwards. Let's just glue down everything that we put down, and then I think we have a page. And it took us a full hour, but that's what happens when you do 2 pages. So, oh, did y'all just see that happen? It just ripped right in half. We will piece it back together. Get that done. This month's challenge is to use washi. So we used washi on the bottom here, and you could use it in a lot of different ways. If for some reason you are not a washi person, no judgment. We just don't understand that because most of us are collectors of washi. If you're not a washi person, you can also use ribbon or strips of paper. Any of those are acceptable. But the idea is just to use your stuff, right? That's what we're always talking about. Use your stuff. I know. Well, it did take me the whole time because I was doing 2 pages. Well, it just took me the whole time. Sometimes it does take me the whole time. Not often. It was also, for those of you who didn't know, International Women's Day yesterday. So it's a little bit of a celebration of women here on this page and my good friend. Hopefully you guys all had a great day yesterday and you found something to do to celebrate the women in your life. There, just so I can get this one glued down. It is rare that it takes me the full time. I will admit that. But basically, we didn't use any of the full paper from the collection, so I've saved my paper. I used the washi from the collection and the 6x8 pad, which I think is a really kind of a fun way to extend your collection. Washi and the 6x8 pads are super easy ways to make a collection last longer. So if you, and not all of us want to buy a full 2 sets of paper for everything. So this is a great way to do that. So the washi, by using the washi, I was able to add to my collection. Oh, well, I will say going to Vermont and taking these tours was super fun. If you get a chance to do any of the tours in Vermont, they do make their own maple syrup. So we got to tour this and see how the maple syrup was collected and made. It was super fun. This particular tour happened to be on horseback, on carriage rides. Not all of them are. Some of them are walking tours, but lots of fun. But I do love how this is turning out as well. And it worked to do the Zoom to the YouTube. So there we go. Since we are almost done, I will just plug that I am at like 480 something YouTube subscribers. And I would love to hit 500. It's kind of my goal for the year. Rosemary, I haven't posted Beetle page yet. It's the regular online crop page or the store page. I couldn't find it. So Rosemary, it's an album in the crop page. So if you go to the crop page and you look at album, you'll see the Beetle crop album, and that's where you post your information for the Beetle crop. You post underneath the photo of the challenge you're entering, you post your entry. Okay, let me put this out. So here is what we ended up with. We used washi tape. I will do some journaling. Big title. I didn't use any stickers. I didn't use a full sheet of paper from the collection, but I was able to use tons of the die cuts, the 6x8 pad, and the washi to make, see if we can watch that. You can even kind of make it move around there. There you go. To make a full page. So I actually love how this turned out. I think it's great. And just remember, get your washi out, extend those page kits by using the washi. And also, for those of you that came in a little bit late, the other thing that I did that I showed at the very beginning was I put washi on a white piece of paper and I die cut it out to make a card. So that is another thing that you can do. If you don't have the exact paper you want, but you want to make embellishments, you can put washi on a white cardstock and die cut it to make extra embellishments. In my case, I die cut it to make a card, but just a few other tips. So awesome. And now I'm going to see if I can figure out how to close this down from YouTube. Never done that before. But thank you guys for watching, and we will see you later this week on Milo's Scrapbook Store. Thanks, everybody. Bye.